Alright, Shalom. First, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Racha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. Real quick, alright, as I was scrolling through my feed on YouTube, one of the brothers had posted a video, okay, of this right here, which prompted me to go look for this article, okay, but the video is basically going into the how basically pedophilia is being taught as a sexual orientation in California high schools, and I believe the brother's channel was GMS Winnipeg Prophets, if I'm not mistaken. But here it is, and it even has the video, which I'll play. All right, as to them really trying to justify, all right, this level of madness, which we've been seeing this months, years before they even did this. That yeah, they're gonna legalize pedophilia under the guise that it's a sexual orientation, and they're going to what they'll do is they'll disguise it, sugarcoat it, and then add it to as a part of the whole, I guess, LGBTQP or whatever they're trying to do. So I'm gonna read the article real quick. It says pedophilia being taught as sexual orientation in California high school or California schools. This is by Liberty Sentinel on April 18th, 2019, and today's only the 21st. 21st. So that this article is pretty recent. So it says government school officials in California think it is really important to teach children about pedophilia and pederasty in the classroom because it is a sexual orientation. Uh, all right. So it says that is according to a top official for California's Brea Olinda School District, who admitted to parents that this was being done and that it would continue despite the outrage. The implications are mind-blowing, and that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna start to what they try to do when they push these narratives is that they try to play the victim role, all right, in order to get what it is that they want, and then flip it on you. Like first they'll start with, oh, since pedophilia is a sexual orientation, it's only fair that it gets the same amount, or pedophiles gets the same amount of rights as maybe a homosexual or a heterosexual. And then they're gonna start making it to where now they're getting even more rights and more privileges under the guise of, oh, we just want to be equal. That's madness. And see, that's why you need laws. That's why the scriptures are there to because if not, you're going to have, it's just going to be too much. All right. They've taken it past transgenders and homosexuality to now pedophilia, and they're trying to justify it now. They're teaching it in schools to children. So it says and soon, yeah, don't be surprised if the pedophiles are let loose and they're not charging them. They're not arresting them or whatever it may be. They just say, oh, well, it's his sexual orientation, so it's okay. Which that's complete madness. But like Childish Gambino said, this is America. All right. So it says the stunning admission came after parent information meeting last month for the Brea Olinda Unified School District. Stephanie Yates, founder of Informed Parents of California, asked school officials why they were teaching pedophilia in school to ninth graders. But instead of a denial that such an atrocity was taking place, a top school official confirmed it was happening and acted like there was nothing wrong with it. This is done because we are talking about historical perspectives of how gender, and this is in quotes, of how gender relations and different types of sexual orientations have existed in history. Now, you see how they always try to take the stance of neutral, or more of, instead of them trying to come out right and say, yeah, we're pushing this on your children, they'll say, no, 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 no. We're simply informing your kids about this so they can be aware and so on and so forth. And then they'll try to slip that, yeah, it existed in history, so we're just a lot. Bro, No. All right. They're trying to slither their way in there with all this madness. Okay, get people comfortable with talking about it, then start easing people into it. That's what they do. It says, said BOUSD Assistant Superintendent of Curricular, Kerry Torres, in a matter of fact way, sounding almost oblivious to how the bombshell might sound to normal people. All right. Let me finish the article and I'll play the video. It says, horrified, the mother turned activist expressed shock at Torres' admission. So, sex between a man and a boy is a sexual orientation? She asked. Torres did not deny it. It's something that occurred in history, and so this is really important for us to include, the assistant superintendent said, implying that yes, sexual relations between a man and a boy, properly considered rape under the laws of every state, is a sexual orientation. All right. It says, of course, and showing you how why this place is referred to in the scriptures as Babylon, because the word Babylon comes from the word Babal, which means confusion, and that's what you see going on here. This is all confusion. Okay, and what it does is teaching kids this at a young age does confuse them, because now what you're saying is that no, there is no right and wrong. There's just options of what you feel you want to do. That is false. And that is bad. That is wicked. You have to teach the kids, you have to bring them up in the right way, letting them know what's right, what to do, and what's wrong, and what to stay away from. But with this, they're trying to mix it all in to where it's up to what you feel. Do what thou wilt. All right. So it says, of course, if implying having occurred in history means something merits inclusion in school curricula, then one might ask why the birth, life, death, and resurrection of, well, it says Jesus Christ, but we know his real name is Yahushua Hamashiach in the Hebrew. It says, or the full text of the Mayflower Compact are never mentioned in government schools. That's a good point. That's a good point that he brings up. If you're trying to use history to justify this, why not teach this? All right. It says, obviously, there is more to the story than simply having to teach children about such perversions merely because they occurred. Indeed, the comments may be one of the most shocking admissions from an education official in recent memory, and the implications go even beyond simply normalizing one of the most disgusting and abominable crimes that can be perpetrated. Consider with sexual orientation increasingly becoming a legally protected category across almost half of the states already, with Congress working on it too, the implications of defining pedophilia and pederasty as such are hard to overstate. For instance, in California, discrimination based on sexual orientation is prohibited. If pedophiles simply have a different sexual orientation, does that mean schools are required to hire them? You see what now you see what I'm saying here. Okay? They play on words, right? And then they try to categorize everything. That way they can justify wickedness. Okay? That's what they try to do. So yeah, oh well, discrimination is you can't discriminate against a sexual orientation. So now, if we want to promote pedophilia, well, why not make pedophilia a sexual orientation so then it can be protected under the guise of no discrimination against sexual orientation, all right, or based on sexual orientation. And if that's the case, then like he said here, then that means schools can hire them because they're going to plead the case of, oh, well, they didn't hire me because of my sexual orientation, because I'm a pedophile, so on and so forth. You see how they twist it up and they try to make it sound almost good, almost as though they're just trying to be fair, when all they're really doing is promoting wickedness, madness. So now, man, this is why God is going to destroy America. Point blank, period. All right. It says establishment propaganda outlets disguised as news organizations such as Salon and Slate have also been working to normalize and redefine pedophilia and pederasty as a sexual orientation. Let's look up pederasty real quick. Oh, wow. Sexual activity involving a man and a boy. So it's basically synonymous with pedophilia. As a sexual orientation. You see? Redefined. That's what they do. Because the thing is what it is. Pedophilia is what it is. But if they can redefine what you think of when you hear pedophilia, then they can try to justify it. Even though the act stays the same. It's still the same wickedness. All right? That's why you have to watch these devils closely, man. We don't call them the devil just to call them the devil. They're slick and they're deceiving. All right? That's what the word devil means, a deceiver. Okay? So it says LGBT movement hero Harvey Milk, who is celebrated in California's fake history textbooks as a great figure, was known for raping minor boys, at least one of whom later committed suicide. There seems to be a trend here in California. It says there was a time when exposing children to far more mild obscenities was a crime. Now it is considered education. You see, informed parents of California has waged a noble battle to expose the perversion and evil that is being forced on states' children. However, that is not enough. Parents who love their children must protect them from this evil now. All right, now let me play the clip real quick.
And responding to your questions, and I will go ahead and email you back or give you a call. Thank you for coming.
Now, you're normalizing anal sex and you're teaching that to the high schoolers? You're not going to answer the question.
No, I'm happy to answer.
But not in front of everybody.
They're not interested in hearing on those guards and sitting here.
Parents are not interested.
So I'd love, they are, the ladies are still sitting here.
Okay, so answer me why you're teaching pedophilia in school to ninth graders.
Teaching what?
Pedophilia, pederasty, right here.
Pederasty, as I've discussed with you before, twice in my office when you come to view the materials, I've explained to you that this is done because we are talking about historical perspectives of how gender relations and different types of sexual orientations have existed in history. So this is something,
A man and a boy is a sexual orientation.
something that's occurred in history, and so this is really important for us to include. May I help you? Yes.
Well, you heard it from her mouth. She's basically justifying pederasty, all right, which I just looked up and, well, you saw what it was. Okay. So, yeah. Now you see why the Lord says he's going to destroy America, which let me get a couple of precepts on that. This is Revelation chapter 18, verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High hath remembered her iniquities. Now, the reason it's saying her is because it's referring unto America, which in the scriptures is known as Babylon, or Babylon the Great, or the daughter of Babylon, which John saw as a woman, okay, as a harlot, the whore that sitteth upon many waters. So the pronoun used metaphorically for America is her, as a she, as a woman. Okay? So here it's saying, and I heard a voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and ye receive not of her plagues. Because ultimately, you got to understand, man, the major plague that the Lord is going to use to hit America, along with these other plagues, is those nuclear missiles. All right? To completely melt and destroy the land and the people, the wicked people in here. But the Lord's chosen, his elect that are in here, are going to be delivered. They're gonna be, yes, they're gonna, as crazy as it sounds, according to the scriptures, the elect are gonna be beamed up into so-called UFOs, which in the Bible are called chariots. You can word search that, the chariots, all right, and it'll pop up, or the clouds. Okay, so they're gonna be beamed up in here, okay, and they're not gonna be destroyed along with the nuclear missiles. So in a sense, they're not gonna partake of those plagues. All right. It says, for her sins have reached onto heaven. And that's mere wickedness right there. What was the, let me see if I can pull up that word again. Pederasty. Sexual activity involving a man and a boy. Well, right there, pederasty or pederasty is a homosexual relationship between an adult male and a pubescent or adolescent male. Homosexuality is against the scriptures. Okay, that's man, that's right. Well, hold on, let me pull it up. All right, scriptures say prove all things, so let's pull it up. Leviticus 20 and 13, and people will get mad at us. Well, if you want to get mad at somebody, get mad at the Most High. He's the one who gave the laws, and in the law, in the Bible, which everybody claims to believe in, but yet when you bring out the laws, then they want to get mad at you. It says Leviticus 20 and 13, if a man also lie with mankind, okay, what is this? A male man, all right, an adult male and an adolescent male, two men, okay, so if a man also lie with mankind as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination, all right, and that abomination is what? Them having sex, that's an abomination. Homosexuality is an abomination. They shall surely be put to death, their blood shall be upon them. All right, that's what the scriptures say. Okay, so finishing here in Revelation, it says, for her sins have reached onto heaven. And now you see why. All right, here it is, you teaching pedophilia as a sexual orientation in schools to kids. This is Amos 9 and 8. Behold, the eyes of the Lord power are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord. And that's why he said, come out of her, my people, the elect, that ye be not partakers of her sins. Because guess what? Aside from the elect of Israel that are going to be saved, the rest of the house of Jacob, the rest of these Israelites are going to be destroyed for their wickedness. All right? So that's why it says, I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob. There's going to be a remnant that is going to be saved. Okay? Moving on, this is Hebrews 12 and 16. It says, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. But right now, the main point I'm trying to hit here is it says Esau was what? A profane person. Okay? And Esau is the forefather of the Edomites, which today would be classified as the Caucasian race or the so-called white race. All right? And as you see in here, it's because they're in rulership right now that things like this are being allowed to happen or are being promoted. Okay? The scriptures tell you, this is Job chapter 9, verse 24. Oh, typed that wrong. All right, it says here that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof, if not where and who is he? And that wicked are what? The Edomites. All right, starting with their elites. And they're the reason why all this is being pushed. Okay? So, like it says here, like the dude was even saying, where was it? See if I can find it. There it is. He says what? Most disgusting and abominable crimes. Okay? And that's because you have the most disgusting and abominable people ruling right now. Okay? But hopefully now you understand why the Most High is going to destroy America, because it's getting worse and worse and worse. Okay? First homosexuals, lesbians, transgenders, transvestites, and now you have in pedophilia becoming a sexual orientation. So basically a justification of pedophilia and pederasty. So not just pedophiles, but pedophiles who are specifically interested in little boys. All right? Lord willing, this is edifying unto the elect. Call hello, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, and Shalom.